Bienvenuto a mia cucina. I have a deliciousness to share with you today. It's a Tuscan Gnudi. E la prima cosa che devo fare per questa bellissima ricetta è prendere il fagioli. What did I say in Italian? I'm going to be talking to you a lot in Italian today because it's an Italian day and this is a beautiful Tuscan family dish. And I have my wonderful apron of Elena's Cucina, and that's what I'm going to put on right now because we are going to get started. I have some water boiling because that's what we want to do. Let me get my wings out. As I have, let me show you, because it's all about the birds and the flowers, and this is such an easy peasy deliciousness that is nutritious, and not only is nutritious, but it's also light, very, very light, and especially now that, we want to eat, lighter, because, we're coming from winter, even though some people are getting quite a bit of snow. And this dish, like I said, it's a family dish, and it's very easy. So what I have here is some boiling water. This is what I have here. And then what I have used is I have used 2 10-ounce packages of organic spinach, and I have boiled them, and this is what it's giving me. It's giving me a good cup. So what I want to do is I want to put the 1 cup, I want to make sure that all of my spinach, guys, that I do not have any more juice in this. So what I want to do is I'm going to put this in the middle. Let me restart this. Because sometimes spinach, you try to squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it, but it needs to be really, really dry. And this is a good cup. So what I want to do is I just want to make sure, see, look, even though I have squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, I still have some more juice over here. All right, so I'm done with that. So finito with that. Finito in Italian means all done. And we're listening to some wonderful Italian spa music. That's what we're listening on Pandora. So now that I have this deliciousness, so we're looking at a good cup, but I want to put it over here because what I want to do is that I want to chop it up, even though it may, depending on what spinach you buy, it's important for us to chop it up because we're going to be making this beautiful pillowy things. And nudi in Italian means naked. Yes. So what it really is a ravioli without the pasta, with all the fatness. So I'm just going to show you what I am doing to make this a little bit healthier for us. So what we want to do is we really want to chop this up. Chop this up really good. See what I'm doing here? Chop it up really, really good. All right, now that it's been chopped, now I'm going to bring my bowl back. And I'm just going to put it all together, and I'm going to put that in here into my bowl. Very easy transaction, very simple. I want to get every bit of my spinach. Every bit of my spinach. Okay, to this right here, what I have here is I have ricotta. Now, the ricotta, you can use, in Italy, I grew up having sheep's milk. So when my mom would make this, she would always make it with sheep's milk, or sometimes she would make it with goat milk. And what I want to do is that I really, really want to squeeze my ricotta. So I have 1 cup of cooked, drained, and squeezed spinach goes in here. I'm going to be utilizing 1 egg. What I have here is a ½ teaspoon of salt, a ½ teaspoon of black pepper, and a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes. That's what I have here, and I'm just going to leave it for now. Then what I also have is I have a 1/4 cup, and then what I've done is I've taken a 1/4 cup of flour and plus 2 tablespoons. And what I did is that I did a 1/4 cup of gluten-free organic flour and a quarter cup of organic flour, because I'm very gluten sensitive. So, and then I use 1 tablespoon of the regular flour and 1 tablespoon of the gluten-free flour, creating a half a cup of flour. That's what I have here, okay? So here it's a half a cup plus the 2 tablespoons. I also going to be utilizing, I grew up with pecorino romano cheese, and that's how my mom made it. So this is pecorino romano cheese. Remember, we also have the ricotta. And we're also going to be using some grated nutmeg. So I'm just, as you can see, even though I just want to make sure that I get all of that out. So what I have here, and I'm going to use my wonderful ricotta, because this is delicious. So this is what you would be making if you were to make ravioli. And what we do, you know, you can have it without the pasta, because then I'm going to show you how we're going to make the authentic seasoning, not a seasoning, but the sauce. So we're not going to be utilizing a red sauce, but aspetta, don't get me going, aspetta. E non mo, questo prendiamo l'uovo. So Italian ovo means egg. So I have my 1 egg right here, and everything I'm utilizing is organic. I'm done with that. Now remember, do not throw this away. You can wash this, you can dry this, you can make it into powder. So when you're creating your garden, you can put this egg into your garden, and that's what my father would do. And we would always grow the most beautiful vegetables. So I'm going to have my 1 little egg over here. Let me grab my little fork. Oh, that's a little knife. Let me grab a little fork over here. And there's just a little bit, you know, sometimes you get a little bit of, there we go. Got that guy out. I got my little egg, goes right in here like so. Very simple transaction. I'm done with that. So remember, we got 1 cup over here, very squeezed, drained spinach. We have the wonderful half a cup of the ricotta cheese. We are now adding the, I'm just going to add half of this right now. Just half of the flour in here, because this is how I like to play it. But I am going to be adding my entire half a cup of pecorino romano cheese. If you don't like pecorino romano, see, I like pecorino romano because what I am using is I cannot get sheep's milk ricotta, and I cannot get goat. So I got the regular milk ricotta, and now I'm going to go ahead and mix this up really, really well. I have some boiling water over here, and that's what I want to do. I want my water to be boiling. Okay, so then what I want to do is I'm going to get my fork. I'm going to get a big fork, and I'm just going to start mixing this together. A lot of people like to add a lot of flour into this, and what you want to do is you want these to be billowy. You know, like these little beautiful pops, and it's tough. Quando mangio questo mi moro, questa è una cosa bellissima, mamma mia, mi piace troppo assai. When I eat this, I just feel like I've died and gone to heaven. I absolutely love, 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 love. Now, I really like a lot of grated nutmeg because we really do not have a lot of seasoning other than our salt and pepper and spezies. Spezies are the black, you know, the red pepper flakes. Now, you guys can do, if you can omit that, but I'm not going to omit it because it gives it a little more flavor. So as you can see, I am adding quite a bit of nutmeg. But that's me, and I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing this looking beautiful. I'm going to continue to add the rest of my flour over here, because what the flour does, it binds it together. And what I have discovered when I have made this gluten-free flour does not quite bind it together all the way. So semolina flour can be used into this. So then that I have these wonderful things. You see how beautiful this looks? Look at this. Look at this beautifulness. And I am using my fork. And now I'm going to use this guy because I really want to get everybody in here. See how simple and easy this is? Then what you want to do is you want to get yourself a plate. And you want to put on here parchment paper. Okay, parchment paper. And then what I have here is I have a small scoop. Not the large scoop. I mean, you can make them larger, but I like to make them smaller. And I just want to make sure that I incorporate this really, really well. And you definitely need a cup for this. and we're gonna have this for lunch, and we're probably gonna have some for dinner as well. Like I said, I absolutely love this, and it's just like little pillows of love. So easy, so tasty with only a few ingredients. Italian cooking, it doesn't have to be difficult. Italian cooking is supposed to be easy. With very good ingredients, you can make everything taste so delicious. So then what I want to do now is that I have a little bit of flour right here, and I just want to get my hands, I just want to put a little bit of flour in my hands like so, and then I just want to take a good scoop of this, okay, and then I am just going to very gently make my meatball over there. I'm going to get another one. Just make sure that, you know, they're all the same size, because when they cook, you want them to cook all the same size. And put that one over there. I'm going to do the same over here. It makes quite a bit. You know, like if you're having a party, it makes a great hors d'oeuvre. But to be honest with you, in my family of origin, we we did not have those in the parties. We would have them in our family, because we just absolutely love them, love them, love them, love them. You know, and in different regions of Italy, wherever you go, you know, some of them will make different sauces. But I am going to show you the true original sauce. So what I want to do right now, as you can see, I am going pretty quickly here. Oh, they're looking beautiful. And the thing is, for these guys, is you have to let them rest. You know, they're tired, right? They need to rest, and they need to be placed in the refrigerator, so, at least 4 to 5 hours, so everybody comes together. Come together! Oh, no, that's not Italian music, that is American music. Because they all got to come together. And then I'm going to go and show you, because I already made some earlier, and actually you can leave these guys overnight, so you could actually make it the next day. They also, you can freeze them, and you can take them out, you know, before you go to work. Leave them in the refrigerator for them to thaw out, because, you know, they do get quite a bit of water. You want to keep these guys, you know, very drier. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. So here's just, I have just a little chiquitito one, a little guy. This one, probably my husband will probably love to eat that. So then now I have a little bit of flour over here. So what you could do is you could take that meatball in here and just kind of roll it a little bit, not too much of flour, okay? Just a little bit of flour. Or sometimes what I like to do, so I don't have to go through all of this, is just put a little bit of flour on each one of these guys. And the flour will absorb into the wonderful gnudis. And then this one, I will cover it with another parchment paper, and I will put that in the refrigerator. And then these guys will stay in the refrigerator for, you know, like I said, 4 to 5 hours, because they have to sit and they have to do their thing. So I'm going to go grab some that they're in the refrigerator, because I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish these guys. And I have them right here. Oh, my paper. My napkin fell off. Okay, so this is what I have right here. So now when you get them out of the refrigerator, you know, you may need to just kind of roll them just a little bit. And then what you want to do is you want to get one of these guys. They call this a spider. And now my water is boiling. And then what I want to do now is that I just want to put them right into the water. Right into the water. And you will know when they're done, because what's going to happen is they are going to float. They're going to float to the top. And they're going to be this pillowy yums. And right now, I don't want to crowd them. Make sure that, you know, that your water is on a roaring boil. And they're going to come to the surface. Make sure that you have some paper towel and get yourself a plate. Because this is going to be so fast and so quick how this is going to play out. So right now, my dudes over here, my little guys, are doing their thing. It takes about 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes for them to come up. And that's what they're doing right now. They're doing their thing. Now, in the meantime, while we have this going on, I have 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to be utilizing the back burner over here. What I have here is I have just a non-stick cast, regular pan, and I have my 4 tablespoons of butter that I want to add to that, because this is the true original sauce that goes with these beautifulness. Yes, these beautiful, beautiful things. Because if you were to take the ones that we just made and put them in here, they will fall apart. They need to be refrigerated in order for them to stay. Because remember, we are not using any kind of binders. The only binder that is on here is just the flour, and it needs to have its time. So they're almost ready. They're almost ready over here. So what I'll do is I'll bring this over here, and we'll switch, and I will bring my butter over here, because these guys are doing their thing, and I want them to continue to be doing their thing. All right, so then what I want to do with the butter, let me get this over here, because I'm keeping an eye, going back and forth. I need to get 2 of these over here to make it a lot easier for me. Buono, è altra cosa. What did I say? Oh, well, that's another thing. Questo mangiare è bellissimo. Bellissimo, bellissimo. Get yourself a wooden spoon. I just want to make sure that I get my butter. I want my butter to start, not burning. I don't want it to burn. I want my butter to start getting like a little bit of a color. Just a little bit of a color. And then what I have here is that I have sage. And this beautiful sage that I just went and picked from my garden. And I am going to be using quite a bit of leaves in here, because I like my butter. I'm making like a sage butter. Yes, a sage butter. Actually, when you go to Tuscany and you have this dish, they will serve it to you with the original, oh yes, my butter's starting to brown now. I'm done with that. I'm going to add, just make sure that these guys are nice and dry, because I got them from the water over here to keep them alive, so I can show you how this is. I'm just going to add these guys right in here, just like that. Now these guys, oh yes, oh, they're looking beautiful. Then make sure that you get your, so I'm done with this over here, because I'm not really looking to cook too, I just want the olive, the butter to infuse with this beautifulness of the wonderful, wonderful sage. Very simple, easy peasy dish. So I got this over here, I got this over here. My guys are starting to, oh yes, they are all coming up. I'm going to pull them out now. I'm just going to put them right in here gently. Oh yes. And what they do is when they're done, they will float to the top. Okay, so now I'm going to put the rest of them in here. That's why it's so important, guys, to make them all the same size, because if you make one larger than the other ones, the smaller ones will come up and then the other ones will stay lower. So then what I like to do is, let me take these guys. Let me get my spoon, because they're very delicate. They're very, very delicate, guys. And then what I like to do is I like to put a little bit of this butter on the bottom. This is how I like to do it. See, a little bit of that. And then I'm going to get my one over here. Oh, che bellezza, sono troppo belli. They are so pretty. They're so beautiful. And actually, this is served in Tuscany as a primo piatto. Primo piatto means first dish. So they're just, like I said, they're just a completely adorable and cute. I like to make like a little flower with them. There we go. Put one in the middle over here. Make it all pretty, pretty, pretty. And then what I like to do is to take this deliciousness of this beautiful butter right over them. Making sure that I'm keeping an eye. They're doing their right thing over there. And then I'm going to bring my sage. Oh my God, these are so good. And I'm not done yet. Aspetta, because now we got to finish it. And then I'm going to bring my other sage. See, I like to put a little sage I like to just put sage with each one. because I absolutely love sage, and it's a very underutilized herb. You know, usually people use it with, you know, around the holidays, for Thanksgiving. And then to even make it more prettier, I like to just bring a little sage over here, so we know that it's the real thing. I mean, you don't have to do it like that, but I like to do it like that. Why not? It's just so pretty, right? And, you know, we're just gonna add a few more, because, you know, why not? We have this beautiful sage, you know, that I grow, and why not utilize it? And then what I want to come back now to do with this, it just looks so beautiful, is that I'm going to come back here, and now I'm going to take the same identical cheese, you know, my delicious pecorino romano cheese, and then I really like to come in here like this. I really like to come in here with this. Oh my God, I cannot wait. My husband is standing right there. He cannot wait either, because these guys are just almost ready to come up, you know. So just keep adding the cheese on top. This is how my cousins, this is how we like to have it. And then, you know, and then my mom would always, she loved nutmeg, and we would always kind of just put a little bit of the nutmeg. Oops. It doesn't want to go in here. And then we're just going to just add a little bit of the nutmeg right on top of there, just to finish the whole thing. And these are, okay, they're almost ready. And these are the Tuscan Gnudis. The beautiful little naked guys. Look how cute they are. Look what you made. This delicious Tuscan deliciousness. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Enjoy this delicious, pillowy deliciousness. And God bless every single one of you. Bye-bye.